Hello and welcome back to the Making the Radio Cut blog. I'm Michelle, and on the phone with us today is Jason Knight, who just got a new full-time gig. We'll be starting that after the holidays. So Jason, congratulations on that. And how about you tell us a little bit about what you're going to be doing?
The new gig is in Morgantown, West Virginia, 102 WVAQ. I'm going to be doing nights there from 7 to midnight. And it's a big college town, so I'm excited to move there, excited to get started, and do my thing. I thrive in the college market. There's just an energy and a vibe about those types of those cities or those radio markets. It makes doing that job fun more than, say, a larger city that just doesn't have a lot going on.
So what led you to a career in radio to start with?
I was always the nerdy kid in his bedroom at like age 5 with the Fisher-Price stereo, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and, with the microphone and music. I grew up around music. Music was always in my house. Friends played music, or friends of my family played music, so grew up around it. And I always wanted to do something along that line. I thought, well, it's either getting to get into acting, do drama through high school or whatever, or it's do something involving music. And it's like, what's better than combining both of those things and entertaining people on the air?
So was acting your plan B, or did you have a different plan B?
No, that was actually my plan all along. Everybody has that story where, or everybody involved in radio has that story where somehow they got hooked, or somehow they got into the business. For some people, it's they were at the right place at the right time. Maybe they were a waiter or a waitress at a restaurant, and they waited on a morning show staff or a program director, and their personality just shone through as they were talking and bussing that table that they happened to be at. They got on the air through part-time or did an internship at the station or whatever. That didn't really happen for me. I just I got hooked by doing some volunteer stuff at my local radio station in town, and then through that, just kind of learned the ropes and got hooked on behind-the-scenes stuff when I was in high school, or middle school, high school, and I thought this would be excellent. What's better than doing this for a living? I'm one of those people. I can't do like an office job. I can't just sit behind an office or work in a factory, 8 to 5 every day. I would literally go insane, I think.
So usually when I'm putting together these interviews for the blog, I do a little Facebook stalking, so I'm not trying to come off as creepy. But I saw you went to a university and got a broadcasting degree. What was that experience like, being in college?
I did the whole college thing. I enjoyed it. It's not for everybody, but it was. I think everybody needs to have some kind of education, some kind of background, whether it's in general studies or it's a career you want to go after, like you want to be a lawyer or a doctor. Or maybe it is somebody, maybe you do want to have a career in broadcasting. I think everybody needs that background somehow. I mean, people in the broadcasting or in the media field know that you really don't need a degree to do what we do, but it helps to have something to fall back on.
What was your very first radio gig like?
Very first radio gig, I was 15, and it's one of those things like where you do not know what to expect. I mean, really, you don't know what to expect each day. I still don't know what to expect with radio every day, but it was fun. It was definitely a learning experience, and again, I think it's like one of those things like every day being involved with it, you learn something new. It had its moments where it was like, I don't know if I really want to do this, because you see all the behind-the-scenes stuff that goes on. You're like, man, this is a lot of work. There's a lot of time that goes into all this stuff. But I think at the end of the day, when you set aside all the, like maybe there's some office drama, or maybe there's, you've already put in like a 15-hour day. Like at the end of that, you're serving a public, or you're serving a community, or you're going in and you're making people forget. If you're an air talent, you're making people forget about their crappy day for a few hours.
Who would you consider your radio mentors, like the people that got you into it?
People that got me into it, I would say I have a couple. I'm more of a fan of like program directors who I've never worked with. And some of those I'm friends with, and some of them I'm not. But I still. I'm a big fan of stations that just they know their audience, and they don't try to defer from that. They know exactly who their demographic is, and they don't try to cater to those people who aren't. And so I would say, like, those programmers out there that know that and do that with their stations, like the guy who's going to be my PD in Morgantown. His name's Lacey Neff, and this guy won the Marconi Award for 2009 as a programmer, and then his station won the same award for like Medium Market Station of the Year, which I think was really cool. It's like, here's a chance for me to get to go work with a guy who's won some awards and has some perks, and I can learn a lot from, because that's the transition I want to make. I mean, I've been the air talent, but I want to try my hand at programming. You know, and he and I have had conversations already, and we're both on the same page about a lot of things. So I think that I can learn a lot from him, and that's pretty much just to answer your question. That's who my influences are, or people, not so much that I've met, but those I admire in the business that have been doing things that get noticed, get results.
What was your favorite station when you were growing up?
Favorite station growing up is the one I'm currently doing part-time stuff on right now. It's WSTO in Evansville, Hot 96. Used to be 96 STO back in the day. And, I mean, it's gone through a couple of different format changes as far as, I mean, it's always stayed a true CHR radio station, but it's had its moments where it might have leaned a little more adult friendly or a little more urban at times. So I mean, you know, it's had some flexibility there, but it's always been one of my favorite stations. It will continue to always be, and it's the hometown station too. It's a really good top 40 station, and as I say, another one on the side note would be Radio Now in Indy, WNOU, and I think that station's programmed really well. Every time I've driven through Indy, or I've been in an area where I could get the signal and tune in, I'm listening as long as I can. Or I'll listen online. I'll stream that station quite a bit.
How about your favorite part of working in radio?
Favorite part of working in radio? I like to actually be out on the streets, meeting the audience. Because we have an idea in our heads of like who our demographic is, the 18 to 34 or 18 to 40-year-old female. It's like, okay, I got the image in my head, you know, when I'm on the air doing my thing, but to actually be out at places, bars or nightclubs, or even like the toaster oven remotes on a Saturday, toaster oven stores or car dealerships, to like actually be able to interact with them one-on-one and, you know, ask them what they like about the station or what they like about the music, who are their favorite artists, what kind of concerts do they like going to. That's what does it for me. That's my favorite part of the job. I'm very behind the scenes as well, so I like doing a lot of the production and the imaging for the station, promotions, you know, where I'm needed. But I would say definitely being out on the street.
What's the biggest challenge you faced in radio, and how did you overcome it?
The biggest challenge, learning how to learning how to live out of a suitcase, basically, because when you're in radio, you just never settle. And that's the thing. You move around a lot, so it makes it difficult to have relationships with people, or, you know, if you have a family and you work in radio, then, you know, you got to uproot your family, you know, for the career. So you got to have, you just got to be able to pack up and go at times. Learning more the business side of it, as far as like how things go with budgeting and more the business side of things, adapting to working with the sales staff who, you know, if they don't do their job, then somebody's going to lose their job, and it may not always be them. It may be the next highest paid personality on the air, or it may be your program director that you're tight with, or it may be the promotion staff. And so learning how to pick up their duties and pick up the slack and wear multiple hats can kind of be a challenge for some people as well.